up? It's Cinema Shogun here, and since I can remember, ever since I was a wee little lad, I had a fascination with aliens and UFOs and what other possible life forms could be out there in our vast, vast universe. And it always, even to this day, it blows my mind how many people honestly think that out of this, infinite, in this infinite universe with all of these planets and stars and you name it, it blows my mind that people believe that Earth is the only planet that is sustaining life. And that we are the only living things in this infinite reality, if you will. That blows my mind, honestly, but a lot of people believe that. And to be fair, a lot of people are, how can I put this? A lot of people's religious beliefs won't allow them to think further than the human race. A lot of people's religious beliefs reel them into a point where they don't even want to think about the possibilities of life on other planets and other galaxies and star systems, if you will. And that's one thing that drove me away from being a really religious person. We actually had a little discussion about religion over on my other channel, Fat and Opinionated, last night. But I don't consider myself a really religious person. I grew up in the Christian church, but I'm honestly, I'm on a journey of my own. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what's really going on in this reality, if you will. And one thing that drove me away from being a really religious person is sometimes I believe people, and this isn't a criticism because I'm accepting of anyone and anyone's belief, but sometimes I think people allow their religion to close them off from exploring the possibilities of life. And as someone who is truly seeking knowledge, as someone who is truly looking for the truth, I can't cut myself off from certain ways of thinking. I don't want to cut myself off from searching and exploring the possibilities, if you will. I don't want to close my mind off from the vast possibilities that are out there in this universe, or out there in whatever we're living in, because of a religion or because of other beliefs. So what I'm basically saying is I believe that sometimes people allow their religious beliefs to block them or to stop them from exploring the possibilities that are out there. I could talk about that all day, but I don't want to keep reiterating myself. Well, like I said, I've always believed that there is life out there. But our government has covered it up for years. They've gone out of their way to cover so much stuff up over the years that has to do with the possibilities of life elsewhere, that has to do with unidentified flying objects. Most of us know that they've covered this stuff up for years. And then when you talk about aliens or UFOs, you're considered a conspiracy theorist. Well, during the lockdowns, during the beer bug, if you will, our government, the Pentagon, it released a lot of files on UFOs. It declassified a lot of classified documents. And it turns out a lot of the stuff that me and my friends who are also interested in aliens and stuff, a lot of the stuff we researched and talked about for years. And a lot of the stuff that people would label you a conspiracy theorist for thinking or believing or talking about was proven to be true. But you see, the world was in such a crazy place at that moment that no one cared. I mean, everyone was running around like chickens with their head cut off. They were buying up all the toilet paper. They were wearing triple masks, wearing freaking hazmat suits to Publix to buy sub sandwiches. It was wild, right? But in the midst of all this madness, our government decided, hey, we're just going to release all these UFO files while no one's really paying attention. And it blew my mind that I sat here and I was like, wait, so you mean to tell me these videos we were passing around for years are actually real? Because there were video clips of UFOs and stuff floating on the internet for years, and our government would even say those are fake, those aren't real. And then it turned out a lot of those videos were real. A lot of these first-hand accounts from pilots in our Air Force, they were real this entire time. And they released all of these documents in the height of all of the madness surrounding the beer bug, and no one seemed to care. No one even batted an eye at the fact that our government acknowledged that UFOs are real. And then I remember having a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach as someone who has believed in alien life for years, as someone who has researched UFOs. Suddenly, after decades upon decades of our government covering this stuff up, once they come out and confirm, oh, UFOs are real, all of this stuff is real, I started questioning, why would they tell us this now? And somewhere in the pit of my stomach, and I got a pretty big belly, it's like a knot formed. And I felt in my soul that they aren't telling us this stuff because they necessarily want us to know about UFOs and aliens, because they could have told us this stuff years ago. Why now? What agenda is behind this? You know what I mean? It's weird because all of us were like, UFOs are real, UFOs are real, UFOs are real. And then our government is like, hey, UFOs are real. And now we're all like, wait, I don't know if these UFOs are real. What's up your sleeve? Because what is in it for them? Why would they just now, after all of these years, after going so hard to cover this stuff up, and I mean people have disappeared for releasing too much information on this stuff. People's whole bloodlines have been wiped out. So this isn't something to play with. There are plenty of accounts out there of people who have unnamed, like Men in Black type government agencies pulling up on their house because they have said too much. So why now did the government feel like it was a good time to start talking about UFOs? Why? Well, that's something I've been wondering for a while. And then, of course, a couple of weeks ago, we had the Chinese spy balloon, and we had all the talks of us shooting down UFOs and all of this stuff going on. And it was like, this is stuff that me and my friends back in the day, watching Unsolved Mysteries and looking at old, reading certain books and stuff, like we would only dream of something like this. But now it's like they're having these open discussions about UFOs, and it really makes me feel awkward because I know that they've gone so far to cover this stuff up for so long. So them talking about it so candidly now makes me feel like we're either at a point, it's one of two things in my opinion. We're either at a point where they know, like, hey, we got to go ahead and desensitize these people to this stuff because we've reached a point where, like, they're going to actually be exposed to alien life soon. You know what I mean? So they're going ahead like, hey, we got to go ahead and give them this information so they don't freak out when they really start seeing these things. Or, what What's more likely is they have some type of agenda that they have formulated to go behind all of this stuff, which is why just now they chose to talk about it. So I guess it's up to you to decide what you think is really going on here, because no part of me believes that the U.S. government was just like, they woke up one day and all of them came together like, hey, you know what? Now's the time. Let's tell them the truth about UFOs. I feel like they have devised some type of plan, some type of agenda that they're going to use with all of this. Now, some of you are probably already commenting in the comment section, Project Bluebeam, things like this. Trust me, I'm aware of all of that stuff. But anyways, the reason why I'm really here today making this video is because the Pentagon just suggested that there is an alien mothership in our solar system that is releasing probes down here to Earth to analyze us and to study us. Now, this is the crazy part. Me talking about this right now, there's a large portion of people that will automatically write me off. There's a large portion of people who saw the title of this video and automatically assumed that this is a big conspiracy theory. There are some of you watching this video right now that will label me a conspiracy theorist for talking about this. But here's the reality, folks. I don't just sit here and come up with this stuff off the top of my head. This isn't me cinema shogun saying, hey, there's an alien mothership in our solar system. No, this is me citing official information that has been released by our government directly from the Pentagon, which just suggested that there's a mothership in our solar system, or there possibly is one, that is releasing probes down here to watch us. Now, think about that for a moment. A lot of you probably think this is unbelievable. Well, guess what? If you're watching this video, that means you have the internet just like I do. The reality is, there are people out here every day on social media, anywhere, who are raising the alarm about various news stories. Me as well. And we get labeled conspiracy theorists, even though a lot of the information we provide to people is publicly available information. You just gotta look. Instead of playing Fortnite or playing Candy Crush, instead of scrolling through endless TikToks that mean nothing and will get you nowhere in life, use that time to do research, and you could find a lot of the stuff that I find and other people find. This is public information. This is not me saying this. This is not me suggesting this. Our government, directly from the Pentagon itself, has acknowledged the possibility of an alien mothership being in our solar system. Now, why are they saying this? Who knows? Who knows? But let's go ahead and dive into this article. But before we do that, I want you all to hear from this video sponsor. This video sponsor is the Swagit app. We're talking about probes, people getting spied on and monitored. Well, guess what? When you're on TikTok, you're getting monitored and you're getting spied on from China. They're stealing your data. They're selling it. They're purposely indoctrinating your kids with a bunch of weird nonsense. So everyone has been looking for a TikTok alternative. TikTok is getting banned. Government officials can't even use it anymore. And there's this new app that was made in the US. It's only available in the US right now. It's called Swagit. You could share the same type of short-formed videos that you share on TikTok, but you don't have to worry about China stealing your data. And you don't have to worry about your kids being 24/7 indoctrinated by algorithms that were created for the sole purpose of dumbing you down. Swagit is a way more of a positive app, if you will. And we're on the ground level right now. If you would like to support my channel, download the Swag app in the pinned comment of this video. It's totally free. You can follow me. You get more free exclusive videos and content from me. Also, you get entered into giveaways to earn money. It's a win-win situation, honestly. So if you have time today, download the Swag app, follow me, Cinema Shogun, and that will be a huge way that you can support my channel for free. And you can earn or win some money in the process. But anyway, let's dive into this article because this one kind of caught me off guard. Pentagon officials said in a draft document last week that aliens could be visiting our solar system and releasing smaller probes like missions conducted by NASA when studying other planets. A draft research report authored by Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, and Abraham Loeb, chairman of Harvard University's Astronomy Department, was released on March 7th and focuses on the physical constraints of unidentified aerial phenomena. An artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth, an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA missions, the report says. These dandelion seeds, which is what they are calling them, could be separated from the mothership by the tidal gravitational force of the sun or by a maneuvering capability. The AARO was established in July 2022 and is responsible for tracking objects in the sky, underwater, and in space, or possibly an object that has the ability to move from one domain to the next. Congress tasked NASA to find 90% of all objects near Earth that are larger than 140 meters in 2005, which resulted in Pan-STARRS telescopes, according to the report. On October 19th, 2017, Pan-STARRS detected an unusual interstellar object that was later named, I'm going to butcher this, Oumuamua, or Scout in Hawaiian. The object was cigar-shaped. It appeared flat and was propelled away from the sun without showing a cometary tail, leading scientists to believe that it was artificial. 3 years later, another object was discovered, the report noted, namely NASA's rocket booster 2020 SO, which has no cometary tail. The report also said that 6 months later, after Oumuamua made its closest approach to Earth, a meter-sized interstellar meteor, IM-2, crashed on Earth and exhibited an identical speed relative to the Sun at large distances and an identical shape to Oumuamua. With proper design, these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar systems' planets for exploration, as the parent craft passes by within a fraction of the Earth-Sun separation, just like Oumuamua did, the authors wrote. Astronomers would not be able to notice the spray of many probes because they do not reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to notice them. The research paper comes after a month of scrutiny over UFOs flying over the U.S. So, ladies and gentlemen, turns out that they think they found a mothership in our solar system that is like a dandelion. That's like a dandelion, and that sounds scary to me. They describe this in being like a dandelion. Have you ever held a dandelion? A lot of you watching this video probably live in big cities and have never seen a dandelion before. You grab a dandelion and you blow it, and all these little spores blow off and they float in all little directions, floating in the wind. Think of a UFO like that has little probes attached to it that float off like little dandelions, floating down to Earth to observe us. Now, this is kind of scary, but it's not something that blows my mind, because my mind has been open to this possibility since as long as I can think. You know, my mind has been open to this possibility, which goes hand in hand with the point that I was trying to make earlier. I think a lot of people's minds are closed to possibilities, and those people are going to be in for a rude awakening, you know, one day when a lot of us are, how can I put this? I think a lot of people have closed their minds to certain possibilities, and other people have had their minds open to those possibilities. So if or when those possibilities do come true, a lot of us will be somewhat prepared, while others will be in a state of shock because they wouldn't allow their mind to wrap around the possibilities that are out there. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Anyways, so this does not blow my mind. It doesn't necessarily surprise me. What surprises me is that they're so openly talking about this. They're so openly talking about having detected weird flying objects in our solar system. Mind you, this isn't something that they detected necessarily in our atmosphere, but something they detected further out. But I mean, my conversation here isn't so much around this object that they spotted, or they so-called spotted. The conversation that I'm having is, why are you telling us this now? Have we reached a point where this is something they feel like they can no longer cover up? Because we've reached a point where, hell, everyone's got a camera phone. People are catching videos of these things. Have we reached a point where, I'm trying to find the right word, but basically, have we reached a point where alien life is about to be introduced to us? Like 10 years from now, are we going to be walking the streets with freaking tall whites and reptilians? And you know what I mean? Like, are we at that point? Or are we inching towards that point? Or are we itching towards something else, which is actually far more sinister? I know a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid. Me, not so much so, because I've learned to accept what I cannot control. If there's alien life out there and they want to come to Earth and cause havoc, then I mean, what am I going to do about it? You know, I'm not going to spend my time fretting over that or being scared about that. But in many ways, if you know about some of these agendas that are out there, in many ways, what's scarier to me is not aliens coming to Earth and showing themselves. It's the agendas that are behind why they may be suddenly choosing to release all of this information. Are they going to fake an alien invasion to install a one world government? Because I can't help but feel like there's a reason why they are pushing all of this stuff out there. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, you were considered a crazy crackpot if you believed in any of this type of stuff. Now, I kid you not, you can Google search what I'm talking about right now, and the mainstream media is literally talking about it. Like it's nothing. Yeah, mothership in the atmosphere, sending down dandelion spores. Like it's just normal. Like it's normal. Mind you, I'm telling you, you all know what I'm talking about. Like, people were labeled conspiracy theorists for talking about the same stuff 4 or 5 years ago. So I can't help but feel like they got something worked up for us. They're cooking something up for us. They got something up their sleeves. What it is, I don't know. Should we believe them that there's a possibility there's an alien mothership in our solar system? I don't know. But that's what they're saying. That's what they feel comfortable saying. But I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think about this. Surely all of you all have different, unique opinions. Let's put our heads together here. What do you all think is happening? Do you think that these are real aliens and UFOs? Do you even believe in aliens and UFOs? Do you think that the government has a plan that they're going to use UFOs as like a false flag or something? Or do you think we've reached that point where they feel like they have to let us know because we're going to find out one way or the other? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.